Good evening, all, and happy Festivus, and welcome to Kal-bardr's Corner for this KK Productions holiday special. I am Baron Kal-bardr Gellir,
and I am Lady Kisa,
and we are coming to you live from the southwest outpost of the barony of Southdowns on the southern and currently chilly shores of Meridies.
Now, tonight's show is all about looking back over the past year and meeting some of the hosts and tech crew from the KK Productions family.
That is correct.
Thanks. I read it well.
You did so good.
Thanks.
You're the best at reading a script.
Your cue cards could be a bit bigger, though.
Look, I can't. If I zoom here, then it zooms everything, and it's really hard.
Okay.
Anyways, so we've invited folks from 3 of the channels that KK Productions supports, and of course their hosts and whatnot, but also some hosts from shows here on Kal-bardr's Corner. We hope to catch up with them, discuss a few things from this past year, and see what their plans are for next year.
You know, while we share a drink, or 1, or 2, maybe 7. I'm not sure. I have a lot of alcohol in the other room.
We've been pre-gaming. This is way more Fireball than it was cream soda.
Well, you have to finish it. Now we're on to the actual drink for now.
I'm not happy about it.
For our first drink of the night. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
So on that note, so Kisa's in charge of the booze tonight. It's terrifying. We invite you to join in with us, and whatever you're sipping on tonight, we will be including drink recipes for all the drinks in the chat as we drink them. Fair warning, it's all going to be Fireball based because it's cold and cinnamon apparently makes me warmer.
Oh, there is actually one surprise one that doesn't have Fireball that I made tonight that you don't know about.
Oh, goody! I love surprises.
I know you
Thanks, especially when I'm on camera and live. This is the best thing ever. Thanks, Kisa.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I love you.
So for those watching out there, let us know where you are, who you're from, where you are, and who you're from. I'm not drunk yet. I swear to God, I'm not drunk yet.
I am from my parents. Who are you from?
Let us know who you are and where you're watching from.
Or who you're from.
Or who you're from in this case. If you can give me your entire lineage in true Viking fashion, it's even funnier. So that's what we're going to do. We've got about 2 hours of content planned tonight, an hour and a half-ish, depending on what we do.
I thought it was only 1 hour.
Oh, no, we're going to.
Oh,
I sent you a prep sheet with the times in it. Did you actually read the prep sheet? You're reading it now, right?
I
Okay. She's reading it as I pulled it up on the screen. Okay, this is great. It's so good.
You sent it to me yesterday.
I sent it to you. You're right. Oh, it's mom. Mom's here.
Hi, Mom.
And my actual dad's here, which means my actual mom's watching as well. So we have SCA mom and actual mom watching.
Yay.
So first off, we have to talk about trivia, right?
Yes.
Do trivia first?
I am.
All right, so we're going to do a giveaway because I can't do a holiday special without having holiday presents. So we're going to do, I've got some stickers. We're going to do some holiday or some gambling swag because I'm a gambler. And I'll do a winter-themed 9 Minutes Motorsport probably. Or if there's another board out of my set that you want instead, I can do winter-themed whatever. So,
And rumor has it, Sifa had a couple of really fancy holiday cards she didn't get to finish in time, and she may be including one of those hand-painted in with this giveaway.
Ooh, hand-painted cards. So speaking of Sifa, hello from the living room. There you go. So that's what we're gonna do. So to enter into the drawing and trivia things, probably every guest, Kisa will do a question for us, and we'll post it in the chat, and she'll read it here on air. And drop the answers in chat. If you get it right, I will add your name to the giant spinning wheel of doom, and then she'll give the answer probably with like when we do the next question. So you know, at the very end of the show. Or tomorrow. We'll do it today.
We'll see how drunk we are.
We'll see how drunk we are at that point. If I can still spin and read the wheel by the end of the show, then I'll spin and read the wheel at the end of the show. So we'll spin and read the wheel and see who wins.
If not, we'll go live on TikTok tomorrow, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll do that. We'll figure that out. So anyways, there'll be a giant spinning wheel of doom. So we'll do that, and whoever will win a thing, and I'll get your address and ship it to you. So that's that. So first question, I guess. Let's do that.
Okay.
What's your first question? I'll agree to type.
Well, I feel like first thing we should talk about for this most merry of drinkmases is what we are drinking so far.
Oh, sure. Okay. All right. Well, so we're talking about this cup full of nonsense?
No, that was the pre-drink
Okay,
drink.
not the pre-drink drink.
Did you finish your pre-drink? That one
yes,
didn't count.
Okay. That one didn't count. All right, that one didn't count. All right, so what's in my Moscow Mule cup?
All right, so we are having a French toast. It is rum chata, Fireball, of course, butterscotch schnapps. No, not rum chata. This is Bailey's Fireball, butterscotch schnapps, heavy cream, and cinnamon sugar on top, and cream soda.
Bailey's. God, I'm already. Fireball.
Hold on. Hey, Sifa, go to my comment.
Good plan. Hey, Sifa, can you put the recipes? Does she know what we're drinking?
I posted it on Facebook. It was in my comment of the post I made before the show.
I can find that. Hold on. We got time.
We got time.
We got time.
Hold on. Let me tell you. I am not generally the most computer savvy person, but I made a Word document. I converted it to a PDF and then put it on Google Drive and then shared that on Facebook.
Whoa.
I know.
Hey, kitten.
Yeah.
It's a little chunky on top.
Shh, it's fine. It's French toast. That's the toast.
Did you put actual bread on top of this? Because I think you put actual bread on top of this. Okay, we're just gonna drink it, not worry about it. Cool, got it. All right. I'll find that in a second. Is there anyone trying? Just gonna no, there's not.
Yeah.
Maya's in charge. She's asleep though, so that's the problem. Let's get in charge. I don't have access to your thing. You put up a Google Doc with recipes in it and locked access to it.
Look, I got close, okay? I checked the link. It worked for me.
2 out of 3 steps, folks. She's 2/3 of the way there. All right, so we'll get the recipes up in a minute as soon as Sifa gets access to that.
Tell her to go to my computer.
Yeah, go to Crystal's computer, Kisa's beer view will, Sifa. Make that happen. All right, so what's your first trivia question?
Oh, yes.
We're already almost 10 minutes in.
Oh, I got this.
Okay.
All right. In the classic Christmas movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch was described with 3 words. What are they?
The Grinch stole Christmas.
The Grinch was described with 3 words. What are they?
Used to describe the Grinch. All right, so your first question is in the chat. In both things. There you go. All right. Let me make sure things are working here. It's going to do a thing. You didn't see nothing. All right. Click. I think it's time for people. That's people here, right?
Oh.
It's people here.
Oh, is that our doorbell?
That's our doorbell.
You changed the sound of the doorbell.
I did. It's Christmas. I can't have a non-Christmas doorbell at a Christmas time. That's silly. So,
who is it?
Hailing from the kingdom of Avacal, the in this case true white north, where apparently the temperature is somewhere in the negative numbers currently, which is ridiculous.
Very negative numbers.
Past hosts of Griffin Eye News, Scaled, Maeve, and Gwen. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So you guys are talking for the show, and I want you to introduce yourselves first. But also, when you introduce yourselves, please tell us where you are, because they were telling me ahead of time, and I went, "That is the most I've ever heard." This tracks. So please,
where we are or where we're supposed to be.
But in order of OP, that means Maeve goes first.
Okay, that's not fair, and you
That's
can't
super
use
funny,
that
though.
every time.
It's too late. It's happening. Order of OP,
Hi,
go.
I am a Magnifica Maeve. I'm from the teeny tiny shire of Aresgard, which is the most southwestern corner of Avacal. However, currently I'm sitting in Canmore, Alberta, in the mountains for family reasons that I'm not doing right now.
and more specifically, where are you, Maeve?
Yes, more
specifically.
So I may or may not be in an Airbnb on the top of a bunk bed.
Yep, that's the thing. All right.
With a precariously placed laptop.
On a suitcase.
On a suitcase. I will not show that picture. It terrified me. Is what it
I
did.
mean, feel free to show the picture. There's nothing terrible in it, but yeah.
All right. Who's next?
I guess that would be me.
Let's go.
I am His Lordship, Skald the Peacemaker. I am in the Great Barony of Mergen Wood, in the far northeastern part of Avacal, so the exact opposite of Maeve.
Because you're still south. You're not north, so it's not the exact opposite.
Well, there aren't any. Well, the Barony of Mergen Wood goes all the way up to the 49th parallel. So we border the Arctic here. And yes, you're talking about temperatures. It is currently, with the wind, minus 38 degrees. And I decided I wanted to go outside and hang out.
Yeah, so he's outside because he's ridiculous.
Well, and I did have something cool I was going to show you guys, which was how to, what bubbles look like when they freeze, but my water froze. So
true story.
It's kind of pathetic.
Bubble. All right, Gwen.
Liquids don't work well in these temperatures.
And I am Her Ladyship Gwen, and I am coming to you live from the rink because puck drop is in about, what does that say, 11 minutes? And we are playing the #1 team in the division. They are undefeated, and we're going to trounce them, is my plan. Also, I do the live stream for hockey. So therefore, here I am. Yeah. And so I'm being...
Sports Talk, right?
It's Go Sports Talk. That's exactly what that is. Yes.
Quite a few hockey games in my life. We used to have a local hockey group on the coast, on the Mississippi coast, called the Seawolves, and I went to them pretty regularly as a child.
We had the Mobile Mystics.
Yeah,
actually,
I have been to more hockey games than I have any other professional or semi-professional sport.
People assume that hockey is just Canadian. It's really not. You're just
less likely to find quite
as
right?
many of them. You're right. That's exactly it.
You are in fact half Canadian. There you go. That's all it takes.
I was born in Iceland, so
I was gonna say she was born in Iceland, so that makes her.
So you got the Nordic thing covered.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So.
Oh, I'm also in the Shire of Siglohundis in the southeastest. Southeastest corner of Avacal. We are not anywhere near each other. The closest we are is 2.5 hours.
East
by car.
Southeastest. Yeah. All right. Southeastest. I had to.
There you go.
That way.
Good job.
All right. So for those watching Kal-bardr's Corner here that are unfamiliar with these fine people, so you guys are the hosts and tech crew, or sort of personalities behind the Griffin Eye News.
That's wildly accurate.
Well, yeah.
All of those things are correct.
I watched some of y'all streams and it's chaos incarnate, frankly. I thought my stream was chaos, and I watched, I was like, oh no, they win. I'm good. I'm well produced in comparison.
Ouch!
They're
I literally
protesting,
put
they're
in the
gonna
notes,
crack you.
and this is why we don't do live events, because then we can go back and edit all of the things.
And because not letting Gwen edit videos is a hardship, and it makes her
Cranky
sad.
Gwen.
Yeah, she likes fire.
Cranky
And she would not get to add fire to everything.
That's fair.
It's true.
Or
If you've seen
So
any
I'm-
of the stuff we did for the Known Worlds,
You should have
Bardic
lit our
stuff,
fireplace. It's a little
all of
cold
it
in
is fire. And I would accept I'm literally standing in a hockey rink bar at the moment, so my tech capabilities are slightly challenged.
that's fair. So okay, so I put up the offensive language banners because I know you guys have occasionally fucked people on your shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before the show started, with certain Duchess Helgas that like to use
No idea
offensive
what we're talking
language.
about. No idea
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
attempted
she was a
to
great
do
guest.
These lovely shirts.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Speaking of
Beautiful
Helga
shirts.
and her awesome Krampusness, so we're
Awesomeness.
rocking our Helga shirts tonight. Because I was feeling that much festive. I was feeling very
Yeah.
Krampusy today. And just because you guys are the Avacal unofficially channel, I'll throw this up as well. The views of being expressed here are ours and not SCA Inc. Incorporated. All those people's.
True.
Avacal community gays.
Wildly
This is
true.
our
Fair.
channel, not theirs. So there you go. Okay, we did that now.
Look at us being all official and things.
I know. I do that so very infrequently. So my rule has always been if somebody has a kingdom level or principality level or title or higher. So if they're a current officer or principality or like a monarch or whatever, or they're on the bot anywhere, I try to throw that up just to cover my bases.
Very
See,
important.
I am technically working on an official capacity at the moment. I am the official stunt liver for the King of Trimaris.
That's true.
Oh,
Wait,
Oh,
we-
okay.
Right.
That's an important job.
that's
That's a
true.
very important
I
job.
am.
We appreciate your
So
service.
I am drinking. Yeah,
You're drinking for His Majesty Yon.
I do.
Well, and we are on the Court of the West, so we have to be very careful. Make sure we're not or Court of the Mist.
We
I'm
are
sorry.
the foreign support league.
And we cannot disparage Prince Neil or Princess Kelsey.
Yeah.
in their work.
Why do you think Mom is watching? So
That's
she
right.
can fuss at
That's
us.
true. That's true. You know, we're headquarters watching out there, so we don't get too rowdy. All right. So, I like I said, I've watched Griffin Eye News. I know what you guys do, but if you will, whoever wants to take this question, tell us what you guys do. Like, what is Griffin Eye News? What was your sort of reason for starting it?
Well,
give me background.
I'll start this one, and then Maeve can correct me because she thinks I tell it wrong.
That's because you do. That's because you do. But go on.
So, actually, we started Griffin Eye News live streaming before the pandemic, which is kind of
I
weird.
even had a concept of it.
Yeah, because there was a certain knight of mine, His Grace Ivar the Black, and he was also holder of a certain piece of regalia called the Iron Maul of Avacal, which is given to second place in the Avacal Heavy Fighting Championships. Now, normally this regalia had been passed between Count Fergus and Count Winar, now Duke Winar. And they just been passing it back and forth, and then Ivar goes and wins it. Now, he doesn't live in the same barony as these two. These two guys live across the street from each other. So they were very, very worried about their regalia being so far away.
Right.
And were
8 hours by
acceptably
car.
concerned about its well-being. Would he give it the right beer? Is he going to tuck it into bed at night? They didn't know because this new guy had it. So he decided when he won Crown that he was going to let them fight for it. And
Because you can't
thus
just give that away.
became...
He worked for that.
He did win it.
Well,
and
yes.
Then, yeah.
Well, okay. He decided to let them fight for it, and then Duke Ivar set up the Brawl for the Mall, which was
is
going to
a
happen
Bardic
at his coronation.
experience. To be clear,
Bardic
a Bardic
performance.
experience.
Sorry, a
Bardic
Bardic performance, yes.
Performance.
And so this kind of had a life of its own because people were really excited to see it. And they're like, oh, we can't come to the event because it was way the heck off in the Shire of Sigillahundas, because that's like way off in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So we decided we were going to stream it. And then there was a vigil the night before. And Maeve and I came up with the great idea. Well, let's talk to them beforehand and kind of get some more hype going. So we kind of had Winar do his best Macho Man Randy Savage kind of thing.
This is where I got to cut in. Because what happened, me being on the other end of Avacal, hey Maeve, you should help me with this thing. What is this thing? And he told me about it. I went, oh my god, back in Ontier in the good old days, there used to be a thing called Squire Eyewitness News, where this gentleman would just randomly, as he felt, would interview people at an event. It was chaos, but it was hilarious. Can we do it that way? Please, somebody can do it that way. And so at the time, we called it Griffin I Muse because Skeld wanted the abbreviation to spell gem instead of gen. That got nixed by the populace real fast.
Yeah, they renamed us Griffin I News.
And then because Winar and Fergus had built this up so much, because again, you have two friends shit-talking each other. So they're posting online up to the Brawl for them All. Here's me getting in my victory drink ahead of time. Here's me with all of my hammers, bringing baby home. Getting ready, doing mall yoga. What else is there? There were a bunch of photo
There was
posts.
marketing. Yes, there was marketing for sure.
Lots of marketing.
It got
basically
more and more
it was
intensive.
shenanigans the way they should be done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So much, yeah.
And while we were doing the planned shoots with Winar and Fergus, and then the referee Fjall, then other people decided they wanted to get in on the action.
Too.
And we got fan people coming in. And it was ridiculous. But then we also had an interview with the stepping down king of Avacal, Angar, and we made him cry on live camera.
Yep. But so originally when Skeld asked for my help, I thought I was going to be the camera person because he asked
You're the
me to help
Bardic
him
champion of Avacal. You're the face.
And so I get there. I was I even garbed? I was garbed. I got there.
You were in garb,
the event. I have barely put garb on. I have just finished driving across the freaking kingdom.
It's only 14 hours.
Oh, come on, it's only like 15 hours.
So,
not that far.
So I'm going to put you on. No, you're the face. Excuse me. No. I'm going to do the camera work and you're going to be the face. What? Well, you're the Kal-bardr champion, so I thought it'd be a good idea and you should definitely do this. I hate you so much right now.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so
the event went down.
Did all of these interviews.
You can go back to the Griffin I News page, watch all of it because it is all there. First anniversary, second anniversary, recaps of the whole thing. It's all there.
But we decided since we were there and we had the opportunity that we would also live stream from the two vigils that were happening because just like not everybody could be at the Brawl for them All, not everybody could be at the vigils. So we got to take time with each vigilant and talk to them, ask them some questions, and share that moment with people too. And then the next day was the Brawl for them All, which was just absolute chaos. And I will reiterate a bardic performance because it's very important. That
and again, it was nice how people just decided to get into it because one lady decided to get Winar to sign her child.
Sign my child
on camera.
Both of them.
Please autograph my kid. Autograph my kid.
Someone was it Gwen? I think Gwen played.
I was.
The final countdown.
The final countdown. The final countdown was played in the background.
Nice.
And they played it right up. There was a metal chair used. They jumped off of the chair at one point.
Loosen the screws before you hit people with the metal chair, which they didn't realize until doing research after.
But nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt during this.
There was no injuries.
Nobody got hurt.
Paperwork required.
At least not that was
no additional paperwork.
Correct.
During this bardic performance, there were no injuries logged.
Correct.
And so we just had a lot of fun with it. And then we decided that it was a lot of people really appreciated it. Avacal is very, very big. Again, it's like 14 hours one into the other, and you can't be at everything. On a good day. And so it was really, really nice to have the opportunity to bring that to people. And so we just started doing that. We started bringing doing court, doing vigils, doing whatever was interesting at the time.
Tournament.
Pretty sure we got video of Sir Kira and Sir Fergus using kid boffers both to fight with the small children and to fight with each other.
Right.
And we just had a lot of fun with it. And then the plague hit and it became so much more necessary.
And in the beginning it was, we'll just do some interviews while we get through this first, just a month or so that we expect the plague to last.
Yeah, just a couple of months.
A couple of weeks, then a couple of months.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Exactly. Yeah. So interview kingdom officers, so on and so forth. And about 4 months in, life being life, they reached out and said, "Hey, we need someone who can fill in for on camera and also I am.
On camera wasn't first because we asked you to fix something first because
Yes,
Skell
it
and I
was
don't have tech
Gwen,
abilities.
we need you to delete this portion of the interview, please.
Can you just fix this one part where their mic just dead dropped for like a good solid minute because nobody wants to sit through that.
Right.
And then it built up from there. And then between school and everything else, I needed to not spend 24/7 doing cool interview stuff. And so we asked Gwen if she would be willing to do that with us. And so we have one of my favorite episodes where we just asked the kingdom and people abroad who were watching Griffin News, can you send us like a fake what's the word I'm looking for?
Like an audition tape.
Audition tape. Can you send us a fake audition tape?
We had goats who, like, you know, we had somebody, one of the farmers, decided to film his goats to see if they could do it.
Literal goats.
Little goats.
I voted for them.
Yeah.
My SCA brother literally just did a hair flip and said, "So when do I start?" We
decided she wanted to jump into the mix, and we're like, we would love you, Your Majesty, but you kind of have like a job.
So the king cuts in and goes, "Whoa! You can't do this. You already have a job." Yeah. And we had one of our fellow our sister shows, as it turns out, Myri's
Bard Tonight.
Myri's Bard Tonight. And so she did one, and she did like an A+ Valley Girl that melted my brain a little bit.
Special.
It was well done, but it was a lot of fun, and again, it brought people together. And then Gwen became one of our hosts, and that's how it's been ever since.
Now, I just got to say, the most influential interview we did, you touched on earlier, was the Duchess Helga interview, because it spawned 2 trips to California by car from Saskatoon to San Jose is 27 hours. And a bunch of us from Saskatoon did that drive.
Once.
Some of us
and then Maeve did it twice.
No, I flew the first time.
She's crazy.
The one and only time I've actually flown to an event. I flew for the first time, and then the second time I drove, but it was in November, so it was extra fun.
I was going to say, you picked the shitty time to drive that drive. Because we drove that same trip 52 hours over a week to Ontario West. So I feel the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did not, however, drive it in the snow, though. So
Thankfully, the snow actually stopped at the border, like the fairy tales always say, that it just stops. It 100% stopped at the border. And then there was like a tiny little bit of it at the top of one of the California hills. You can see that snow existed at one point. And then I came back home, and after I crossed the board, it was blowing snow again. So that was fun.
Nice.
But also, I will point out that the only times I have actually been to the West were for Mist Investiture, both times. And that's a lot of court. Just going to say, it's a lot of court and not a lot of anything else.
That's my drink, Cal.
Your cup is broken.
No, if you look in it, you can still see it.
Uh-huh.
But it's frozen.
You know what, Skeld? Mine's not.
If there was alcohol in it, it was free.
That was actually quite painful. I should not have grabbed that with my bare hand.
No.
For the people playing at home, I'd like to point out that he only poured that water about 10 minutes before the show started.
I was going to say, that was pre-show. He was pouring that water,
that's like,
and the bubbles are frozen too.
Yeah.
My drink is at the bar over there.
I'm sorry, Glenn.
Waiting for me.
So I got to say, I have to commend the three of you. So I do live shows because I hate editing. I've done the editing, but I hate it. So Gwen, kudos to you for that. But also the fact that you guys have traveled and have kept this up throughout the pandemic, and also are still traveling, is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
I've done some live shows from events, and they're a pain in the ass. And I get it. You guys, that's all you do. Like that's your sort of bread and butter.
Yes.
So
yes, it is.
Rock on. So
if anyone from Avacal or anywhere that we travel would also like to jump in at an event, find us. We're the ones that are standing like crazy people in the corner.
100%.
With Nina.
If you want to help with the camera, if you want to help do an interview, if you want to help with anything, let us know.
And we will be up there at some point with our goal of going to every kingdom.
I have to go to Avacal at some point, so I have to come see you guys live.
We can do a show at Gulf Wars. We'll be at Gulf Wars.
Nice.
We will be at Gulf Wars.
No.
It's my birthday at Gulf
Wars. So it'll be her
Wars.
birthday week as well. So for those out there watching, look for a large joint project between the channels happening. So that'll be happening at Gulf Wars.
Damn it! Now I need to figure out how to get there.
Just drive south. Just get in your car, start driving.
Literally just drive south.
If you hit the Gulf of Mexico, you gone about an hour too far.
Yeah, just pick a direction. We'll find you. It's not hard. I always tell people go to your banjos and then back up about 10 feet.
Yeah.
That's how you get to Gulf Wars.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can say that I'm from here.
My favorite part of that
Fair.
is that I literally have family like 10 minutes from site, so me too.
Right to the here. So that's where the banjos are. Got it. Okay.
Yep,
I'm just
true.
going back.
100% yes.
That's kind of who's playing them. It's important. Oh man. Okay. So I posted the link to you guys' channels in the thing or the Facebook.
Excellent.
So please go subscribe to their channel and on Facebook and on YouTube. It's even if you're not from Avacal, it's a great show to watch and just fun to see what's going on in the world. Or if you're out there and like, man, I really want to do something for my kingdom. Here's a good example of what you can do for your kingdom. So
Mhm.
check that out.
Awesome sauce.
Unofficially, of course, not officially. Don't
Unofficially.
ask-
Right, unofficially. Yes.
But talk to your social media officer first, even if you're doing it unofficially. Just
That,
saying.
that.
All right.
And
Well,
I love you, Roya.
covered.
Gwen, we will let you get to puck drop. Go enjoy your hockey game.
Get your drink.
Get your drink, of course. Oh, look at the hockey.
Nice.
that's-
Yep.
Look at the
So-
hockey.
Look at the hockeys.
Look at
Mi-
the
Look at
mine
the
is
hockey
down
in
there.
Canada.
Mine is down there somewhere.
I did
Oh my
meet
God.
the Baron of Canada at
Ah.
at
The
West.
Baron of all the Canadas.
Yeah,
The Baron of all
Baron
the Canada.
Really, there is a single Baron of all of Canada.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a running
I
joke.
heard part of a conversation. I was very drunk and I popped in and I was like, "Did you just say you're the Baron of Canada?" No, he was a Baron who's from Canada,
Canada.
but
Oh,
that-
never mind. That it might not have been the right one. There is a
Yeah, because
title.
Baron Blue is
the
Baron of all
Canadas.
Canada.
Right.
oh, I thought I invented it.
No, so there
No.
is a Baron of all Canada. I don't know if that was the correct Baron of all Canada. I think you may have made him the Baron of all Canada that night. So
He
there may
might
be
have been because people just agreed with
he
me.
might have been. That's true. We don't.
Fair.
I don't even know who this guy was.
Well,
at this point.
so that may be a variant because ours is the Baron of all the Canadas. It's always been an S. As far as I know, it's always been
It's
an
always
S. So maybe
well.
there's a
This
variant.
is
Oh.
important. It's like
I
so
don't know.
yeah.
I drink and I just declare things and people go along with it.
She really. It's
awesome.
terrifying.
We're
Accurate.
100% going to be super good friends. I love every
We're on
second of this.
board with that.
All right, my
I
kid
don't
is
know how
scooping
many
up the
times
ice.
I've been around a fire, very drunk and gone. I need somebody to sing a song, and all of a sudden a bardic circle
Yeah.
happens. I
It's
have a weird
witchcraft.
talent. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're going
Excellent.
to be super good friends. On that note, I'm going to scale your camera is now so cold that it has changed direction on you.
Oh, God.
Uh,
All right, I'm just kicking him off. All right, bye, Skeld. Bye, Gwen.
Thank you for having us. It was lovely to hang out with you guys, and thank you for helping us do all the cool things.
It's our
Thank
pleasure.
you for being you.
See y'all at Go Force. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Whew.
All right.
All right, that was our Canadians friends.
Wipe off the
It was
sweat.
so cold.
Whew.
Can I have a different drink, please?
Yes, you can.
This one's terrible.
I will let you announce the answer for the trivia.
Okay, I'll do
While
that.
I get
I'll
his
fill time
drinks?
while you get his drinks.
Okay.
Okay, so for those watching, the last trivia question, I'll reread it and put it on the screen. If I can find it.
How to get out?
Oh, just go that way.
I'm going through the fireplace.
You go to the fireplace. All right, so the last question was, in The Grinch Stole Christmas, and I put a 2 T's in there apparently, what 3 words you use to describe the Grinch? And the correct answer is stink, stank, stunk. So I had 4 entries in that one from in the Wheel of Names. So if you were one of the 4, Peyton, Maureen, Petrona, and Aslak all got it right in the comments there. My father thought he was a mean one, which is correct, but not one of the 3 words we were looking for. So good job, Dad. All right. So again, go subscribe to Griffin News. They are amazing folks. I've loved getting to know them and sort of behind the scenes of their shows and finding out what they're doing. Oh God, what's going on? Oh hi, it's Zifa. Everybody, Sifa, everybody. I was like, what is going on? Things are moving.
No, I thought I would sneak in while Kisa was getting drinks and
That's fair.
say hi.
This is Sifa. So Sifa's often in the comments, or we'll be adding her lovely cards, and she's wearing her Krampus shirt too. It's just dark.
But I do
In
have.
case she doesn't have one, she does have
I do have
reindeer leggings
snaggy
on.
Christmas leggings.
So she's my little goth princess, and she only has black things apparently. Ooh, Jermaine saw your legs.
Ooh. I'm back.
All right,
Hi
she's
everybody, I'm getting off camera.
all right, off camera with you. Away with you, woman.
Hold open the fireplace.
Hold on. Oh,
My mom was also watching. I know my mom was also watching, and since my mom was watching, you should have got the question right. Just saying. All right, Kisa, what are we drinking this time?
We got a hot tamale.
All right, this looks not chunky, so I'm happy with that. First of all,
Just the rim.
all right, just the rim as I was drinking that. So a hot tamale. Let me find the recipe for that real quick. So a hot tamale consists of 2 ounces of Fireball, 1/4 ounce of grenadine, 4 ounces of ginger ale, and cinnamon stick for garnish.
Oh.
We don't have that, but we do have cinnamon sugar on the rim of ours. So I'll take that as a.
And I didn't have any oranges, so I used simple syrup as my glue for our cinnamon sugar.
That's fair. All right. And you have our next trivia question?
I do. Let me get it pulled up.
Oh, my drink's chunky,
Is
but
it?
differently chunky.
How was it
You
different?
know, it's like gritty
Okay.
because I got a mouthful of sugar. All right, I'm typing. What's your question?
All right. In which modern day country was Saint Nicholas born in?
Oh, I used this one in my my work trivia the other day.
Oh, did you?
Which modern day country was the actual Saint Nicholas born in?
Yes.
Nicholas with an H, born, and there we go. Okay, so our next trivia question is on the screen there. Answered in the chat or the comments, depending which platform you're on, for another entry into the Wheel of
Giveaway.
Spinius.
The Wheel of Spinius.
The Wheel of Spinius. That's,
Spinius and Ferb.
The Spinius and Ferb. 104 days of summer vacation.
Okay, we hear you. We're
We got
coming.
it. Calm down.
Stop pressing it over
You're
and
so
over again.
aggressive here.
Gosh, they're patient.
There's one, there's two, there's three of them.
Hello.
Let me find the right thing.
Welcome,
Here.
welcome. Pull
Here we
up
go.
a seat.
So, and with that sound, yes, folks, it is an Artemisian invasion.
Yeah.
Welcome the hosts of 2 of the shows and some tech crew from right here on Kal-bardr Corner. From Road Retention, we have Excellency Ramut Al Taiba. From Rekindling the Magic, Master Azlak the Awful. And lastly, the behind-the-scenes wizard for a look inside, Germain Jambert Elicente. I'm pretty sure I butchered the hell out of that. Cool.
It's closer than most heralds do. So
Yay!
You're better than the average herald.
I'm better than the average herald. Hold on, I gotta go update my resume. Jermaine said I was in fact better than an average. Jesus. All right, welcome guys. How are you?
Good. You?
Not drunk yet is the answer.
much
I'm sorry,
harder
the
than
first drink
Ramu.
was chunky.
That first drink was chunky. I don't like it.
Okay, apparently, okay. Disclaimer. Whenever if you make the French toast drink, it makes a head on top, like a beer would, that is very thick.
And by thick, she means it was chunky and curdled. That's what it was. It was thick, not
Because there's
Not
literally-
THICCC.
yeah, not the good kind of thick.
not the good kind of thick.
Not like I like my goth women. Like I don't like my drinks. That's how it works.
Not like I don't like my golf.
I said what I said. Ramut and I have a special understanding. Okay, you
Yep.
get it. She understands.
100%.
As long as somebody understands you.
I have a drink that if you don't make it right, it does that. It's a recipe.
Apparently. Well, so we
What I'm
often
drinking
try to
today.
adapt things to make them vegan, or as vegan as possible. And sometimes you do that, it messes with the chemistry of these drinks and just skews them.
You know, it is a
Terribly.
little silly that I use Bailey's that has actual dairy, and then I use vegan heavy whipping cream.
That was completely silly. Yeah, that was not great.
It's what we have in the house, okay?
We don't actually keep milk in
We
the
make
house. So
compromises for our alcohol, but not for our cooking.
that's fair. All right, so let's do introductions real quick before we do delve into ridiculousness. So we'll start at the top with with Azlak. Azlak, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Hi, I am Master Azlak the Awful out of Artemisia. I'm in the Shire of Côte de Ciel, which is almost close to smack dab in the middle of Artemisia.
It is literally like the mountaintop in the middle, like peak right there.
Côte de Ciel, which is city in the clouds. So
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Which I've been there. There's very little air. They don't have enough of it shipped in for the events. I was like, guys, how do you fight here? I don't understand.
and
this.
I did basic training down in South Carolina. I'm like, oh, this is where they kept all the air.
Right, yeah, we have it.
It was
We still
amazing.
have it.
I could breathe.
Ours is it's just in the water down here. We shove it in the liquids. It
Yeah.
keeps it lower.
That's fair.
You know? Jermaine, what about you?
I am Germain Jambert Lenonçon. Haha.
See, I was close. Okay, I was like the English version of that. That was close. That was so good.
You're very close. You're very close. I am in the barony of Salt Lake. Or sorry, I've been drinking since the beginning of the show. And I'm not supposed to be. So I am in the barony of Loch Solon in Salt Lake. That's what I'm
Nope,
trying
barony
to
of
say.
Salt Lake.
Yeah, the barony.
Salt Lake,
Well,
right,
that's actually what it translates to is Salt Lake. So
I toured
Make
your
a-
beautiful city. I had a
Wrong.
wonderful
You did.
yeah.
And for anyone who's heard the stories of my trips out to Artemisia, Jermaine is my lovely fangirl from Artemisia,
I
so I have to
am.
give her credit for that.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I've never heard someone squeeze so loudly. It made my day.
And watching him go, whoa, what's going on? I'm going to go back to fighting because I don't know how to handle the fame. Because I'm like, it's him, it's the voice, it's him. And
Yep.
I was on the other side of the kitchen tent when he came in, and I'm like, I thought I heard his voice. I thought somebody was just watching an episode, but it's actually him. And everybody
Yes.
looks at me and they're like, him who? And I'm like, the guy that does Cal's Corner. And they're all like, oh. Okay.
Which is when I put my helmet back on. When I'm gonna go. I understand this world better. I'm gonna go hit people with
Yeah,
sticks.
my favorite that he gets a lot when people ask him, "Oh, are you Coffee with Cal?"
Yeah, that's my name is Coffee with Cal. I should just register that as my name.
Yeah.
All right, Ramit, what's up?
I am Ramut El Taiba. I live in the barony of Bronzehelm, which used to be the most northeastern part of the Kingdom of Artemisia, but now we're not because now we've got new neighbors to the east of
Ooh.
us. But we're still the bright eastern star of Artemisia. I will fight someone on that one, fisticuff style. And often see our Avacalian friends who were just
I was gonna say
visiting.
they're closer to you than they are to me most
Yeah,
days. Yeah.
normally once a year, at least once a year, we kind of meet and say hello to each other, and maybe trade blows and or arrows and or witty quips.
Right.
Because Scald likes
in
to
their
herald.
in their bardic championships and things.
Yes.
Which, speaking of being closer to you, so apparently my belt sister Honora is out there y'all's way right now. Unfortunately for terrible family reasons, but so she's out there in the Artemisian lands. So take care of her if you see her around. So, she's good people.
Will do.
Can't confirm.
Can't
Well, and I
confirm.
know another one of your show co-host people. They're actually in the barony of Bronzehelm right now.
Oh, is Edward down at y'all's way currently?
No, Sir Fergus.
Oh, I don't like him. We don't count him as anything.
What are you doing there?
What's Fergus? So I don't think Fergus has it. So Fergus allegedly lives in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Every time I've talked to
Allegedly.
Fergus, he's never been there. He's always been somewhere else. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm traveling." It's like Fergus travels more than I do, frankly.
That's
So
He's just a rambling man.
yes, I think Sylvie just kicks him out. I think that's what it is.
Well,
She
she's
just
here
gets sick of
too.
him. Oh, she came with him.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Hunting season is
Oh,
over.
No,
honey,
no.
that's true.
No, it's a hunting-
Family.
Yeah, so they because
Sylvie's from here.
different kind
Well,
of hunting season.
sort of ish.
Well, the Baron of Bronzehelm, Baron and Baroness of Bronzehelm, or her brother-in-law, right? Something like that
So-
nature?
Baron Killian Calloway
Mhm.
is Sylvie's brother.
Brother, that's what it is.
So
There's
Fergus's
connections.
brother-in-law.
Got it.
So which was really funny when I was out there and I ran into people that I was knew from other places. So
Mhm.
all right, so I want to first of all thank you all you guys for coming. So most of the folks out there know at least two of these people, Aslak and Remote. Jermaine is often behind the camera of our Look Inside series, which we'll be coming back, which I'm excited to hear about that in a minute. Gareth, the host of that show, could not be with us tonight. She's actually at the ER currently dealing with some health problems with some family members and things. So if you are the praying, wishing, or drinking type, please light a candle in her direction. We'd appreciate that.
We're all three.
Because I love me some Izzy. This is now the second show that she's had a giant chaos happen on a group show she's supposed to be on with us. So I think she doesn't love me. I think it's me.
Maybe
Yeah,
It's
it's
not you, Cal.
It's not you. It's
him.
just
It's terrible.
Chaos
Izzy has really bad luck, is what it is. She has
Yes.
terrible timing and bad luck, and I hate it for her.
Chaos likes her. It's okay.
That's fair.
And
That's
my
fair.
beanie was made by her, so she's here in
Ooh.
spirit.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
So Jermaine, we'll start with you. So tell us about a little bit of a look inside and what you guys have done, and sort of what y'all are planning to do next year.
So this last year, while it feels like it was 2 years ago, this last year what we did was a look inside youth activities, and Gareth actually does most of the interviewing, researching, finding who to interview. I just push buttons on the backside. So this front side is really weird. Looking at it from this end, I'm going, there's a lot less stuff to touch. I don't know if I like this. But what we did with the youth stuff is she went into in-depth, like, what is the youth programs? What youth programs are available through the society, through Artemisia, through other kingdoms as well. And she also went into a in-depth look on how to start a youth group and how to maintain a youth group, activities that you can do for all ages, how to be more inclusive for the children who aren't neurotypical. I hate using that phrase because I don't think anyone is actually neurotypical the more I get to know people.
Facts.
And
Facts.
so
Facts.
true facts. And then finally, our last episode we did was transitioning from youth to adult. And we had Sir Adi and his oldest son on the program with us because Adi actually was a kid in the SEA that, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong on this, guys, his dad was a king in Outlands, something like that.
I believe
yeah,
Woodlands.
He's been playing since rocks were soft, and his son had been playing since day one of I want to say probably before day one of his life. So yeah, and then our upcoming. That was a feather that came off of me. Sorry.
Are you molting?
It was probably from my
Feather come off.
the hat I normally wear outside.
It's
So-
the pelican.
It is
Oh,
repelling her.
Our upcoming show is
pelicans
going
molt?
to be a look inside Bardic Arts, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That's where she's going to be looking next. And she's not just doing like singing. She wants to do like what Aslak does. He's right there. Magic. So
With the jazz fingers over
and
there, like
storytelling and what goes into Bardic activities and things along those lines. And she already has a guest list started. And we're probably going to do the same amount of shows that we did last time. I think it was like 6 or 7 shows, and then take a few months off and then figure something else out. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
And in general, I think if you're interested in Bardic Arts or want to be a guest, reach out to the Kal-bardr Corner page, and I can direct you toward Jermaine. Or if you have an idea for something based on those series that you'd like to do, it is a series that Isgareth would love other people to do other bits for, and she will help or not as needed. So it is definitely a framework that's been built out that she's just championing on the thing. I think it's a great thing for us to use as a deep dive into a topic. So
Song. Do a show. Song.
Are you saying do a
so-
show on
so,
salt?
So if
Sorry.
Song's watching, Song, you just got called out, which is
Oh,
course,
Song. Oh, is that a person's name? I thought you were saying salt. I was like, what?
No. We have a friend named Song who, if you watch three former Fat Guys, Song often gets called out every time in one of our shows. So now we've called her on this show for her to do a thing. So
Well, no,
hey,
I
Song.
thought about it because they were
Sounds good.
talking about youth, and
She's
then
a second
and
gen
they bring
player,
up out
too,
of it,
yeah.
and as a second gen, recently at our last crown list, her entire she fought in crown, and her entire walkthrough and her
like the
her
entourage for
consort
procession
and
was all
everybody-
second gen.
were all second gen, and that was their whole thing, and it's really cool. And,
It was cool looking because you had like her like I think her dad carried her banner for her, but
Mhm.
she had this entire bevy of not just children but like adults and things that were all second gen hanging out and
they all grew up
walked
in the
with her. I was
SCA.
like,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's not a bad plan.
Right.
So, Aslak, what about you? Tell me about Rekindling the Magic. We haven't seen it around a little bit, but are you planning to bring it back? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I just ran out of guests. I had a couple that I tried to schedule and it just didn't work out, and then life got a little crazy. So the idea behind it is I've had a couple of people approach me and say that when if you don't know, I do magic. I'm one of the sleight of hand artists in the SCA.
What?
That's what I got my laurel in.
A double peer for his sleight of handing over there. Like,
So
You
just sleight of hand.
The way I
appeared.
met
he
that
snuck the other
man-
peer again.
Did you just be
so
like, "Ooh,
quickly,
I got
the
a
way I
pelican
met this
idea."
man, somebody called me from the dark. Hey, Jermaine, do you want to see Aslak's disappearing fuzzy balls. That's how I met him.
It is one of my reputation makers is when I make my balls disappear.
Yes.
So I
my
had a
mother's
couple.
watching. I will not comment on that.
Both of them.
My mom might be watching, and she'll just
My
be like,
mom's
"Yeah,
not
that's
watching.
my
I can
son."
do what I want. My actual mom.
So the idea behind it was I had a couple of different people say that when I've done these performances, that was the time where the dream became real, where the magic of SCA came back to them. And I thought, well, I can't be the only one.
Right.
So I'd love to come back. If you know some guests, let me know, and I'll come start thinking of my own too. What I'm looking for is things that make SCA real, where you forget you're in the real in the modern world, and suddenly you're there. What is it that creates that for you? And I want to talk to those people, the ones that make it happen, the ones that have ideas on how to make it happen more. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm back into a position where I can, I was doing opposite of Coffee with Cal, so it was every other Sunday, which seemed to be a good time frame for me. So if you know people, I'd love to chat with folks, and I'm always looking for those moments. If I can, I created my what's it called, the Bard 24/7. It's a magician thing that I learned from a mentor of mine, Magician 24/7. If you say I'm a magician, and then you come up and say, "Oh, you're a magician? Can you show me something?" And I say, "Well, I don't have anything on me." How disappointing is that?
Right.
Same thing with the SCA. Where are those moments that we can create? So I have Bard 24/7. If you're a bard and you're displaying this token, it means I am ready to perform for you now. And so you can be like, "Oh,
That's
I see
dangerous for
you have the." It's awesome. It's dangerous. What?
For drunk me, I had I commented
quick
earlier.
story.
I have a weird drunk talent of just creating bardic
Commanding
circles
performance.
of just demanding performance, or I get drunk and I wind up using people as jukeboxes.
So real quick funny story. One of my first big memories of doing magic. I had started getting known for magic. I hadn't really won anything or done anything big, but I was getting kind of known for it. And I had been drinking heavily, and I wobbling, standing up, and I go, I wonder if I can do magic drunk. And I looked over, and there was a lady standing next to me. I said, "Can I do some magic for you?" And she said, "Sure." And so I did my fast and loose routine, which is an old gambling routine, very period. And she goes, and I get done with it, and she goes, "I'm sober," and he still freaking fools me. He can't stand up straight. It was Her Majesty at the time, and I don't even remember which Majesty. That's how bad drunk I was.
Right.
Couldn't even
becomes
walk
character at that point. Right.
But yeah, that was
That's awesome.
So yeah, I have little symbols that I give people, and if they're wearing them, they'll perform for you on the spot. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for.
A brilliant plan. And so again, sort of on the same vein, if you have ideas for guests, if you're thinking of things that were really that dream, that magic for you, to use the term here, reach out to Kal-bardr's Corner page, either here or there, depending on where you're on the Facebooks or the YouTubes, and let us know. And like I said, I can direct you to Aslak, and we'd love to see people from other kingdoms. We've had a lot of Artemisian guests, but we'd love to see more from other places, because the magic is a place that although admittedly Artemisia has some of its own magic. I'd love to see some of the other magic from elsewhere. So
yes.
Remut, what about you? What's going on with Road to Retention?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. I have multiple guests lined up. We are going to actually have some guests from out of Artemisia. In fact, I have a guest lined up from the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm very excited.
There's guests outside of Artemisia?
Yeah, that
In fact, there are.
Low CAC, And I might have one from Drachenwald.
Ooh.
And hopefully I'll have a couple other ones from the East Coast, because the East Coast has East Kingdom and Trimaris, and there it is. we got.
We have a little bit of that coast. We snuck in there. So what is Road to Retention? What's your goal, and do you have anything new sort of planned for the goal for 2023?
Well, 2023, I actually want to focus on different minority groups.
Sure.
groups that have been kind of maybe pushed a little on the fringes and outside the norm. It's harder recruiting, harder retention. And at the same time, I do want to start to shift that retention to the recruitment.
Right.
Because we're at this transitional point in the SCA where we need to still focus on our retention, but our recruitment game, we are last place when it comes to other organizations. And so it's time to kind of shift focus a bit more to that recruitment.
Well, and I think looking at retention, it's hard. A lot of your shows end up going back to that, right? Because it's hard to talk about the retention without talking about the recruitment, and they're very much the same aspect. Like there's two that sort of aspects of the same sort of idea. And in the last few weeks, especially, we've had a lot of negative about the SCA coming out. A lot of things that are not the best light. Some of it's accurate. It's all like, well, that's true. But it could have been presented better maybe, but it's not false information. So we've got to really, we have to fight that. Those of us who are trying to see on the positive side of that.
Correct.
Which on that note, little plug for Coffee with Cal, hopefully to be on in the next month with the former King and Queen of Locac, speaking of our friends from the Southern Hemisphere, who put in the petition to the bod that started a lot of the hullabaloo. We'll talk about some of that sort of and the ideas they had, sort of the goals they had, not necessarily about the decision itself, because that's from the bod. And
correct.
I'm not arguing that thing with them, but I do want to hear from Elaine and Safia about sort of what their goals were for Locac and maybe what Locac's planning for the future for that idea. So check that on Coffee with Cal. Hopefully in January is the goal.
Nice.
As you know, scheduling with things people in Locac is a little harder than it is ordinarily.
Yes, I have to get a very nice goodie basket that I need to send via courier to my guest for deciding to do the show and be awake at weird hours of the day for them.
At least your show's at night. So my show being at 11 o'clock in the morning is always hard because that's their nighttime at that point. It's like, I'm always like, he's like, I got to go to work in a few hours. I was like, oh, you're right. So we figured out that doing a Friday night show works because it's their Saturday breakfast time usually. That's usually what ends up working for us.
And since our show my show, excuse me, is Sunday evenings, which is their Monday morning.
Right. They're at work.
Like, so it's that whole how to get things to happen. But logistically, I feel such gratitude that they were able to Locat. I live in Montana. I do not enunciate. We kind of just bleh our words. Locac.
It's Locac. It's Australian Locac.
I am from LOL Cat.
Yeah, yes, you are from LOL Cat. That's your kingdom. Kingdom of Lolcat.
I like that. Now I'm gonna have a hard time every time I see that particular kingdom's name.
It's the King and Queen of Lolcat. That's what we're gonna hear.
Lol.
Lolcat. Break out my southern the more I drink here.
Oh no.
All hail.
All hail. I'm not from Glen Albin. I will not.
Do you have to be from Glen Albin to say all hail?
Only while you're in Glen Albin.
Yeah, so that's their thing. So we do Corona Volt, you got your Vivat Artemisia or whatever. Like everybody has their own little thing, right? So instead of doing Vivat or whatever, they do Glen Albin as the call and all hail as a response. It's supposed to be all ALL, hail, HAIL. But it often comes out with all hail because they're very southern over there.
It's Mississippi and Louisiana.
It's Mississippi, Louisiana, part of Texas, part of Tennessee. For those who don't know, that's all they have is Cajun and Kunas over there, and that's what it sounds like.
And I'm from there, so I can say it. Yeah. I'm allowed to pick on them.
So I was heralding for the Crown of Glen Albin one Crown ago now at a Meridian event, and they were by themselves and nobody else, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. Y'all have to respond because nobody else is going to respond for this. So it's like, so I did it for them as part of their litany, and they're like, oh my God, you're itching for that so much.
It was just so
You're
cute. Them going in the
welcome.
background. You just heard this little quiet. All hail.
Oh, yeah. So, speaking of our resident Glenalbian out there you go. There's Evan, who was supposed to be on camera in a few minutes with me, but is not. Apparently, is too sick to come on camera with us tonight. So he's dying in the bathroom. So.
I almost said I was sick as well, but you know.
I appreciate you not crapping out on it, Jermaine.
Jermaine, sick in the head is not the same.
No, I'm better. I'm on medication for that now.
Me too.
Yay!
Kal-bardr's Corner does, in fact, condone mental health medications. Go to your therapist, please. Get a therapist, get a psychiatrist. They're great things for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially after being on one of his shows.
That's fair. Yes, go to therapy after my shows. It's probably a good plan. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in from Artemisia. Thank you for joining me this evening. Any final thoughts or words for our viewers from the lovely barony of Salt Lake or surrounding areas? I saw that.
Stay warm. Stay safe.
There you go. Stay warm, stay safe. Anything from you, Eslak?
Keep it magical.
Keep it magical, Remote.
Ooh. Well, I hear my D&D party members dying because their cleric has been off goofing off on a camera with some of her friends.
Don't save them. I'm just going to kick you out. Bye. All right. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, Jeebus.
All right. Next drink?
Sure.
All right. You give them the answer to the question. I will
What is
give
the
us
answer
our
to the
next drink.
question? Hold on.
You should know
Is it
it.
on your phone? I should know it, but I'm
It's turkey.
Is it turkey? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So the question we had, give me a second, let me pull back up, was where is the original St. Nicholas from? Doop-a-doop-doo, there it is. Which modern day country was the original actual St. Nicholas born in? And the answer is Turkey. So give me a second. I will update the wheel of names with that while we chat. I've also dropped links to both the playlist for Road to Retention. Playlist for Rekindling the Magic and for Look Inside in the chat. I hope those links are there. If not, they're on Kal-bardr's Corner YouTube channel. All the playlists are out there. Some of the shows aren't there. Apparently, I need to update my playlist because not all of them have showed up correctly. So I will go out and update those after the show tonight, pending I can still stand. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But there's go start watching. There's a bunch of great content out there. And honestly, just on Kal-bardr's Corner in general, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there that can be watched from past shows we've done for the last now almost or over 2 years worth of shows. So let's see. I've got one from Honora, one from Aslak, and then one from my father. It's like Patrona got it in but got it wrong. So we'll do that. There you go. All right, we were updated. Oh, let's see. According to Virginia, they're not all Cajuns and Coonasses. They also have people who try to be Scarlet O'Hara's country cousin. That tracks. That's. Oh,
Ding dong.
I was ding dong. So I was with Kisa over in Glenalbin about a year, just not too long after the pandemic started, and we were coming back from an event in Mississippi, and she went, "Wow, it's like the SCA but more redneck." And I went, "Well, yeah, that tracks. That's pretty much the description of Glenalbin."
It was their crown.
Was it? Oh, it was
Whenever Axel won.
the Jack and Axel's crown, the crownless they won. Oh, Jeebus. Well, that looks festive. Which one is this? Mine?
Yes.
With the clothes. All right, cool. So I told this to Connor and Denara. Sorry, their highnesses now.
Mhm.
And Denara went, "Yeah, that's pretty much accurate." I was
He
like,
wasn't supposed to tell them.
I thought it was funny. All right, Kisa, what are we drinking this time?
Okay, this one is not in my list. This is the
God,
surprise
this is the
drink.
surprise drink. Okay, all
This
right.
is the surprise. This is a melted snowman.
Which okay, so for those who haven't seen, you can see the cup. Oh, hold on. No, there we
And
go.
these are our, speaking of, we were talking about Trimaris earlier. These are our court snack cups. So I had to give us a snack in our drink.
Oh, I get. Ooh.
So this
Ooh.
is eggnog,
Okay.
rum chata, and peppermint schnapps.
Okay, so it's eggnog. In our case, it's oat nog,
Mm-hmm.
but rum chata. I'm not even putting a mouth in there because it's just pour to your heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very pepperminty.
And peppermint schnapps.
I like it. There you
I
go.
was going to do all fireball themed ones, but I found peppermint schnapps while I was looking for something else. And oh no, my candy cane is making my snowman bleed.
Oh no. Also, quick update from the hockey rink. It is 1-1 at the end of the first period for those following along. I'm getting hockey updates from Gwen in the
Nice.
in the group chat there.
Ooh,
That's pretty good.
that's pretty tasty. Oh, who's here?
Mm.
You know, I never see them whenever I leave to go drink. I don't know how. I would ever catch them.
You look at the front door.
They have to come to the front door, back to the office door. I feel like I would pass them in the hallway.
That's silly. And now the show is ruined. Ruined, I say.
Oh no.
We let we see this. You leave the door open, and these hooligans wander in.
I thought these were the good ones. That's why I got the fancy stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what John's wearing.
I'm John McClane from Die Hard.
Oh God! Yes!
So I got my gun leathers on. I got my tank top, and welcome to the party, pal.
I would stand up if I was still on camera for you, sir. Well done.
That totally explains why I did not get that because I've actually
I feel
never
like
seen
I need
it.
to find a Die Hard.
Really?
If you ask, there are so many movies out there that I've honestly never seen, but I have gotten so much reference either through Facebook, through Family Guy, through other shows that have done parodies where I'm like, I understand that now. I understand it. So
Right.
now that you mention it, now I kind of understand it.
Gosh, your poor husband.
John, are you in fact shoeless? Is the question.
I am, but I cannot stand up right now.
He's also pantsless, apparently. That's fine. There you go, Dwayne. He's also shoeless. Yippee-ki-yay.
Interesting.
There you
So
go.
yes, and when you say your poor husband, so when I first started dating him, I said, "Hey, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never actually seen Star Wars," and he kind of paused and was like, "I'm not really sure if I'm comfortable with this." I said, "I didn't put it on the application process, and I apologize." I watched it, and I asked where yogurt was, and he went, "Don't even talk right now." So
No, that's Spaceballs.
I know, but that was my only reference to Star Wars. Was
That's a Star Wars adjacent, at least, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, who doesn't
all right.
love
I'm
some
gonna,
Rick
I'm gonna read my
Moranis,
script
right?
real quick. So
Yes,
these
sorry.
fine folks here bring you the knights and squires of the world to you fine people and ask them all of your burning questions. Please welcome to the show the new host for season 2 of Ask Knights Live, Countess Honora and Lord Edward Littlejohn. And of course, behind the scenes somewhere is Lord Effin hanging out, throwing up his toenails.
He's hugging a toilet right now, and for not fun reasons,
Right.
supposedly,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly. So, or in this case, we have Captain Marvel and John McClane. I love it.
Apparently, Halloween and Christmas.
Right. Which is apparently, according to Mo, it is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Tower, and that's
And
correct.
everybody's been posting about how Hans fell off of it, and I'm like, he fell off. Why is nobody reporting this? How did he get hurt? How did he get up there? Oh, we're talking about a different Hans.
I've also never seen Die Hard.
So, for those who haven't watched
Thank
it,
you.
Die Hard is also just it is just Harry Potter, like 4.5. So go back and watch. Think about it. It's just Snape chasing a guy around a tower all night. That's all it is. It's just another Harry Potter movie.
You're talking about number what would that be 6? Number 4 is when he's in the Goblet of Fire and he's in the Triwizard Tournament.
3.5. Whatever. Pick a number. I was picking
No.
a random number.
You
Nora.
don't cap on Harry Potter when I'm around. I will fight you for that. I will fight you.
Cal.
Excuse me.
So help me God. Next time you're here, Roses Field all over again.
You stabbed me last time. I was not happy
did.
about it. You hit me hard. Well, okay. Admittedly, though, I do tell people a story. So, for those who are watching, the Roses is a big open field, and you challenge people, and the loser gets to take a rose to the winner's choice. Honora beat me a lot, handily around the hasten, just a lot. But the cool part was, other than getting to fight her, I got to take a rose to her daughter, Winter, who was super cute and was like, "Oh, my mommy sent me a rose." She was so excited about that.
She
made
really
my
was.
day.
Well, what the best part was you coming up to
Other
me
than
going,
my
so
dirty rose.
you came up to me and you challenged me essentially by saying, "Hey, your knight said to you fight like a girl or something like that." And I think it was
I tried,
something
yeah.
along that line. I looked at you and went, "I'll show you what that's like."
I knew what I was doing. It was a purposeful taunt.
It was exactly what I needed in that moment.
Yeah, his plan was for me to not get any roses.
Yeah. I got you one.
It was dirty. And then Dad was nice and brought me one.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Look, you stab a guy in the dick once, shame on me. Stab a guy in the dick twice, shame on him. He should have blocked better. Which is what his knight said. So
I'm not going to comment on that because I want a particular good shot. Anyways,
that's fair.
So
I'm
not
so
Anyways.
let's talk about Ask the Knights live. Good God, we have just in the ditch already, folks. Which I shouldn't be surprised by.
This is our third drink of the night.
Yeah. So
exactly, Jermaine. You fight like my sister. I fought your sister. That's a compliment.
That's
Great
right.
movie.
So Ask the Knights Live is now in its second season. So you guys picked up after 50 episodes with Logan. You're on episode 6 now, I believe.
We just had 6, yes.
A whole new thing. I gotta say, so I helped Logan through that second half of the season, and what you guys have done is different. It's the same show, but it's very different feel. And,
Really?
and that's a compliment, by the way.
In a good way.
In a good way. That it is a different feel because it's different. No, it's really good. It's interesting. What you're trying to get out of it, in my opinion, it's felt new, and I appreciate that from both of you. So, tell me, what are your goals? So, what are y'all wanting to get out of this, or what are you trying to achieve with Ask the Knights?
John?
Come on.
Oh, me go.
Yeah. Bus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my head didn't get bigger, so I didn't know it was my turn. Well,
sorry, hold on. I can fix this.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
there we go. Okay.
Oh, that.
So I gotta say, one of my biggest things from Ask the Night is always like every night always has pretty much the same thing to say, and everybody kind of says it in a different way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever. I don't remember if you remember from Anora's Nights episode, they always talk about translating something into Anoraese.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So it's always interesting because, you know, of all the different methods of actually learning out there, we're always trying to find one squire's a matchup to how they learn. So every single night is always going to say the same thing. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. But what we're trying to do, and what I definitely think the show is definitely about, aside from getting to know all of these amazing people, is matching the one knight's words of what to do with the one squire to go, oh my gosh, that's how I become a knight. And then it finally starts them on the right path to becoming a knight.
Right. No, it's a good way to put it. Very similarly,
Okay, pause for a second. I have to explain to folks watching. For those watching, the translation we just did is how Ask the Knights Live runs their shows. They always have two knights and a host, and they swap them out in that format. That's how the knights who often have brain injuries know how to talk. Is if when you see your face get big, it's your turn to talk.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it is brain injuries because I know I've gotten concussed a couple of times, and I was already screwed up beforehand. So to me, it's more
I've
of
seen your taste in nights. I understand that.
Ooh.
I mean, I am married to one.
Ooh.
That's true.
What? Nothing. I love you.
It is Count Heinrich the Sinister off the screen there. Yeah.
I don't think you need
Count Sir
Heinrich the Sinister.
Yeah, Graf.
Count first or count what?
Anywho, I forgot what. So when it gets bigger and smaller, it's not necessarily that. It's to let them know, okay, you've said your piece.
Right.
Sit down. No, you're done. You're done. You're please hand it off to somebody else because they will go. Bless their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm hoping to get out of the show, and for other people to get out of the show, is, for one thing, that they're comfortable, that you can approach them. They are just normal people. You can't be afraid of them. They're just normal people, and they were where you were at some point, and they also need to remember that. But I'm also hoping that for the new people out there, they can go, oh, I like that mentality. I'm going to talk to that person. Or, oh, I want that mentality in a night. I want to find somebody with that mentality. Because I know for a long time, every kingdom is different. And I was terrified about trying to find a knight. It's fucking scary.
Right.
You're having to go up to this person and be like, hey, are you willing to stick your neck out for me? And this has been a great way of meeting all of these people that I would probably never talk to normally. And I'm a very outgoing person. You get to talk to these people and you're like, oh my God, this person's a fucking hoot. And now I'm so excited to start getting to an event now, to like go for it. I have this. I'm starting to make like flashcards of their armor, their device, their names, so I can go through and go. You owe me a dance. I got to fight you. And I apparently insulted you, so I need to fight you too. So,
oh man,
Gold Force is going to be amazing. Assuming you know, I'm really excited for it.
Because yeah, if you think Volrix doesn't have a dance card lined up for you for a couple of days at least, yeah.
I am so, and I told him, I'm like, pick fights for me.
I'm so happy you're coming to Gold Force and we get to hang out again.
I'm hoping it's. I don't travel, so I have no idea how to actually go about booking plane tickets. So I apparently need to start looking into this.
Admittedly, I talked to a Westie when I was like, okay, I gotta get to the West. I don't fly. What do I do for this? And she sat down and like directed me on how to like she goes sign up for this points program and then book this planes and
that's exactly it. I mean, I literally did that years ago, and I don't think the points have accumulated. But either way, it's like if I could drive, I absolutely would. But we have a 3-year-old.
It's fair.
I'm not doing that. I won't even drive with my husband, and that's to Estrella, and that's 12 hours. Right. Well, I take that back. I'll drive with him, but not with the kid now. So.
But she's adorable, though.
She is.
How do I put this in a way that doesn't make me sound like a terrible person? She is until she's not.
That's fair.
We call her the boss for a reason. We have arguments with this kid where it's like, Winter, don't touch mama's phone. And she goes, I'm not touching it. I'm moving it. So John, get ready for this.
Yeah, so she's too smart.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm traveling.
She's done that too.
So going back to the peer fear thing, I think that's the thing. So Logan's goal for the show originally was eliminating peer fear, right? And as Lack even said, that peer fear is a thing even for peers. So this is definitely a good show for all.
Yep.
So something you guys did differently this season is you had a couple episodes of Ask the Squires, and you have an Ask the Mods that we talked about was on the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So like. That's first of all, that's awesome. Tell me more about that. What's your what are your goals? What are you trying to change in this for the viewers?
Also, we didn't do a question this time.
Which one of us?
Oh shit!
You gotta do that. You don't understand.
I'm sorry. You are so well trained. Jesus.
Crap. So you're asking for the reason why we did Squires and we're wanting to move away from the Knights, like instead of Ask the Knights, it's Ask the People.
Or yeah. So what the goals are for that?
Really, the Ask the Knights thing. It was starting to move into the what it's like. We're moving towards something like relationships. Like at some point, my husband will come on with myself, and it will be you're a fighter, your husband's a fighter, but he's a knight, you're a squire on the path. What's that like? Because a lot of people, they might be a fighting couple, but one of them might only do wars, and that's a way to hang out with their spouse or their significant other. Other times they might just do it for fun while the other one is actually on the path. We did have like a married couple on that were both squires on the path, and we interviewed them. The 2 last squires that we had, John, was that your idea or was that Effen's? I think it was Effen's idea, right?
Yeah, that was Effen's idea.
Oh God, I was a little nervous because I'm like, okay, we're gonna get a bunch of squires in a room, start asking questions. How much are we gonna start like doing this kind of thing? They were fucking amazing. And I had so much fun talking with them. And I got I'm like, I cannot wait to hang out with these people. And it's because we would never get to interact with these people normally unless we went to a war. So now the audience is getting to interact with these people as well, asking their questions, talking to them, listening to them. It's all of us just hanging out at a fire, around a fire pit, talking to each other. And yeah, like Ask the Knights, Ask the Mod, Ask the Laurels, Ask the Pelicans. It's getting to know these people. How did they get on that pathway? What is their, how can we get there? We shouldn't just be going for knighthood. We should also be wanting to improve the SCA by emulating little pieces here and there. We might not know about a laurel. Like I just heard tonight that there is another laurel out there for magic. We have one here in the West. I had no idea there were others.
It's that
I
one
never
right there.
would have known. I never would have known without these shows. So it's a way to get everybody out there and to interact with each other more. Sorry, John.
Yep. Hold on. Floop.
There we go.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to
You
figure
needed
out
to
what's
shrink me
vibrating
down
on
to
my
shut me
table.
up.
Sure.
Well, I mean, going off of what Honora said, I mean, that's absolutely true. But the other thing is that what makes a knight is also what makes a mod and what makes a pelican and what makes a laurel, because it even states in, at least it says within the Artemisian code of laws and whatnot, that a knight should be well versed in arts and sciences. They should be well versed in service. They should be well versed in all forms of martial combat. They should be well versed in marshaling, in heraldry, and all these different things. And so, I mean, it's being a knight isn't just about being a good fighter. In some kingdoms, it is, and that's perfectly fine. But after a while, once you've obtained the pretty chain and the shiny white belt, you need to expand and move and broaden your horizons. And people are going to ask you, "Hey, where did you get your armor?" "Oh, I bought all of it." "Where'd you buy all of it?" From someplace. It's like you got to go into more detail than that. Your knight is an armorer. He made all of his stuff. He bought his first kit, and then he started making everything after that, wasn't it?
Yep.
So I mean, and there's kits out there that you can make your own helmet, and it shows you how to do everything. So it's absolutely fantastic.
All right.
Oh,
hold on. I've been watching Sean in the background of this going,
Just
this
walked
sounds
in
familiar.
without ringing the doorbell.
So Ray doesn't know this dude, Sean from Artemisia. He'll be on here in a minute. I'll kick him back off, and then. But so Sean and I did a whole series about what makes a knight. So you said the title of it in your description there, which I think is hilarious. So
yeah, you pretty much nailed it, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Well, it's in the law. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's in Kapora. I mean, when we did what makes a knight, that's why we started with what does Kapora say.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to know what it takes to be a knight, like start with that, right?
And then if you look at Duke Timur, who is a knight, a mod, a pelican, is he a laurel
Prince
yet?
Timur right now, currently, right?
He's
His Royal Highness Prince Timur. My apologies. You're absolutely right.
And that's your prince too, Little John. You should know better, sir.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Shame.
After the month I've had, he's Timur. Look, I've been trying to convince my wife to buy me a flamethrower so me and Timur can have a flamethrower. Okay.
I finally saw that picture. Oh my god, I finally saw that picture. I've made that joke on this show multiple times with Timur about Timur in multiple shows with Artemisia people, and I finally saw the picture of Timur with the flamethrower, and it delighted me. Oh my god, do you have a Captain America cup, Honora?
Actually, this is Kelly's, but I wanted to use it tonight because mine's being made. I'll get it at 12th night. But I love his cup.
Please go ahead and drink. Go ahead and drink.
God.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Man.
It's also on the inside.
Oh, of course it is. Why
And so
would it not
this Potter is she's making one for me too that will have Captain Marvel underneath and Captain Marvel. We're kind of obsessed. And then there's
where's the shield?
See the American shield. Nice.
Oh no, my practice shield is out in the garage and it's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So a little obsessed.
A little bit.
Can't scoot over.
Is that the one with glitter on it?
Fuck you too.
Does your shield have glitter on it?
Yes, actually. I will go get it. Do not make me go get it. While you talk to John, I will go get it. I am proud as fuck as that.
Go. We got a few minutes. Go. All right.
We haven't done a trivia question.
Yeah, give us our trivia question while she's getting her. Your wife says no.
It doesn't
All right.
matter.
All
She's
right.
already told me that if I have my own money, I get to buy it. So
that's fair. All right, third trivia question, Kisa. What you got?
All right. What is the best-selling Christmas song ever?
Oh God.
Also, who sang it?
Best-selling
Mariah Carey, the worst song in the world. I hate that song with a passion. I don't know if it's actually
I'll
the
give you
right
this. It's not Last Christmas by Wham. It's not.
one. Oh.
This is as I put up in the pre-show, this folks show is Wham free. There will be no Wham. The show is Wham free.
I have only gone to 3 stores this entire month because I refuse to let it happen. Okay.
We went to
Goodwill got
Universal
us last
Studios.
year. We're not touching it.
Yeah, we went to Universal Studios. We got whammed like 3 times going down the escalators in one escalator. It got just whammed over and over and over again. It was weird.
Okay. Oh.
I got whammed in Wales.
That sounds like a t-shirt.
If you gotta go out Wales.
Oh my gosh.
No, I agree. White Christmas sounds much better.
All right, so Honora, let's see your shield. Let's see it.
Let me move my
Ooh.
mic. So that is actually glitter.
Okay.
That is actually glitter. And then this was, ignore it. This was my first ever attempt at gold leafing and silver leafing. I fucking hated it. Don't ever do it on canvas. It's the worst thing you could ever do. But yes, that is glitter, and that is glitter.
Nice.
It's gorgeous.
Because I'm extra.
Because you that's a fact. That's true. Oh man. So
this was not a very good explaining us.
Since Effin's not here, let's talk about Effin.
Yes.
I think
Sorry,
he
Effin.
defend himself, so we should talk bad about him. So
Yes.
tell me about your tech crew. So first of all, I gotta say, out of all the shows tonight, other than Road Retention and actually other than Road Retention, I don't do any actual work for any of the shows. So thank all of you for that. I just sort of give you tools and advise occasionally, and I love that.
No, what he does is he opens it up and he goes, they were 2.5 seconds late on that intro. It could have been a little better.
I have done that. That's true.
He does do that
I do that
occasionally.
occasionally. I have to help the other night for Volric and Leotov's show because Effin apparently got called into work. So Effin and I were tag teaming the tech on that while I was also wrapping presents, which led to a whole lot of people clicking buttons, which was not great. Although around, by the way.
Way too many
Not
fingers
good.
were in that pie. It was just a cobbled mess after that.
Yeah, it happens. But anyways, so tell me about your lovely tech crew and how you guys handle the back and forth hosting and sort of your planning for that.
John, you want to go
Watch.
first?
Bam!
Yeah. So of course, Honora's kind of like our what's the term? Figurehead, because she's much prettier than me and Effin.
Agreed.
And
Hey,
facts is facts, yo.
there you go.
But
Facts are fact, you.
I mean, so and
I'm
Effin does an
blushing.
amazing. He does a really good. He does. I think he does an amazing job as our tech guy, even
He
from
really does.
his little shop that he does it from.
It's not a shop. Oh, his shop, yes.
Yeah, from the shop. And there were a couple times where he was supposed to be on camera and running a show, and the one that he was supposed to be running was his episode of Ask the Squires. And eventually we'll get him on camera doing an actual show. That's my New Year's resolution, by the way.
I can be down with that. I'll jump on that bus.
All right.
But no, he does a really good job. I mean, he's taken to it really, really well. But it's always funny at the very end, and we're all like, the 3 of us will be in the backstage, and the audience will be there. Or not the audience, but like the people will be with us, and we're just like now just chit chatting, catching up a little bit more before they leave, and then it's the 3 of us. And Effin is like, I am so fucking mentally exhausted. He gets so amped up for it and freaked out, and then he gets done, and he's like, oh, I'm exhausted.
He messaged me after the first show. He's like, Cal, how do you do this all the time? And I was like, witchcraft? I don't know what to tell you, brother.
And thank you, Nora.
Multiple screens.
Yeah.
Yes. And so
He
like
does it on one laptop.
I think we need to splurge for that guy to get like at least, because I have 3 and it helps me a lot.
Yeah.
But like on one, I'm a gamer. I have my gaming setup in front of me. I have my work setup next to me. We like our computers. We like our monitors.
Okay,
but
actually, correction. I have 5 with 2 laptops. So there's usually a laptop here, a screen, and a screen. But it's because I'm often working and doing SCA stuff, and so yeah.
To be fair.
Yes.
I didn't have internet for like 3+ years, so I have been out of the computer loop for a long time. I'm on a laptop. I'm on my wife's laptop, actually.
Oh,
I mean,
So,
well, and I've run shows from my cell phone. I've done from a Starbucks on single screen. You can do it. It is doable.
yes.
yeah.
Y'all's show is requires a little more technical moving because of having to get the questions pulled from the guests, but also having to move screens around. So there's a little more involvement. Like when I do Road to Retention, literally I put it on and then take a nap. Remote hollers if she needs me. It's not hard.
Yeah.
I'm usually like in the comments goofing off while she's talking.
Just runs itself.
Ask Nights is a little more invested, a little more involved. So, which I think it's part of the appeal of it is it's interactive with moving. So,
that's what we love about it so much. We love interacting with the audience. I think we need to get a little bit better about it because we don't want to interrupt the person talking, but we do want to recognize the people in the audience. But I love it too. Like when John is hosting and I'm in the background with Effin, I'm trying to be as helpful as I can by grabbing the questions and throwing them at him. So he's able to focus on them talking, but I'm grabbing the questions. And same thing with John when I'm hosting. Absolutely. We're trying to help Effin as much as we can. So it's really like it's a real team effort. And we've just become so close to each other too. And just we're constantly chatting, constantly checking in with each other. It's really fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I occasionally get included in the group chats and I'm like, good God, y'all talk a lot. Because so there's one we have where I'm in there, so if y'all need something you can holler, but then I occasionally get put in the episode ones and I was like, holy crap, y'all talk. Like I've muted the chats, which I don't do often, so good job, you win for that one. So
we'll take that.
Yeah, and yeah, so I appreciate Aslak and others for taking their own show so I can do less work. I appreciate that, which is really frankly my goal for Kal-bardr's Corner in general is to do less work, is to provide the tools so other people can do work. So thank you all for doing work for me.
No, thank you for getting it started.
And to save other people money.
That's true. That's true.
Why should 20 people pay for StreamYard when
which I'm sure StreamYard doesn't appreciate that, but
I mean
I don't care.
Nothing?
Don't tell StreamYard, it's fine.
Right.
If you don't say it out loud.
Right. We should talk about it on the air. It's fine.
Distraction.
Yes.
Oh my God, that happened. I forgot that was over there.
That is violent.
Like Jeebus.
Anyways.
That's my cat Maya's unicorn that's covered in cat hair, apparently.
What's your cat's unicorn?
Okay.
It snowed.
It snowed, apparently.
Kick us out. Kick us out. You have a next person.
Yeah. So thank you from myself and from Logan both. Thank you two of you for continuing to ask the Nights, and I love to see it. I can't wait to see what's coming up next. I know I threw some guests up on the in the spreadsheet for y'all, so I hope to see some of those coming up. And if you ever need a guest host,
I even sent him some ideas.
I'm saying I'll guest.
You miss it, don't you? You miss it
a little bit.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I do
we
miss
noticed.
it. I do. I enjoyed when Logan would be like, oh man, I'm sick, I gotta do a thing. I'm like, I'll host for you, I got this. Because it's a fun topic, it's fun to talk about. So you guys ever need a host, look me up. I know a guy, I know how to push buttons. So all right, Anora, Little John, appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much,
Well,
and happy holidays.
Thanks, guys.
Whew. All right,
Kisa, I'm drunk.
You need another drink?
I do.
Are you too drunk? Are you sure you need another drink? I'm
You
still.
have a 4 from playing, don't you?
You're drinking faster than me. I still have drink.
You're a slacker.
I'm sorry.
Your trivia question, real quick.
Oh, I do.
All right. So first of all, let's answer the last question. So our last question was, what is the best-selling Christmas song ever, and who sang it?
And it was
White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
By Bing Crosby, yep.
Not, in fact, The Who Christmas by Bing Crosby. Nora, you're so close, my dear. So close.
Who?
Who Christmas? It's not The Who Christmas. It is, in fact, White Christmas by Bing Crosby.
All right. So our next, let's see if I can get maybe a not song one. Random and all right. In the movie A Christmas Story, what was the name of the neighbors whose dog ate the Christmas turkey?
Oh God, I don't even know that one. In the movie, Christmas. God, I can't type already.
Story.
Hold on. Here's one. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be back.
Christmas Story. Give me your phone. Jesus, I can't think. What was the name of the neighbors whose dog ate the turkey? That's most of the correct words there. We'll leave that there. All right, some question. We already have some answers coming in, so there you go. So there's your question for the last trivia question for the day. And Kisa's getting our drinks. So Ask Tonight's live on YouTube. Let me look them up real quick. I'll pull that. If you can't find it on YouTube, also go on Facebook. Please look up Ask the Nights live. Honora, Little John, and Effin have done an amazing job. Logan and I worked on that at the end of the season, and just happy to see them continuing that. It was really funny for me watching Sean in the background of that, because for those of you who don't know, I can see everybody in the background, but down on the bottom stage. So watching people react to stuff as they're on screen or so getting them ready to come on screen is really funny to me. And watching that talking was pretty hilarious. So there's a link to Ask Nights Live. Look them up on YouTube and subscribe to their channel for all of the episode or the season 2 information coming out. Make sure that's the right. Oh crap! Is that the right one? Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. Don't subscribe to that one. That's the wrong one. Dang it. So there's still 2 Ask Nights Live out there. I'll fix that one later. Ding dong. Come back.
Yep.
That might be the right one. I can't tell. Is that the right one? Yes. Okay, that is the right one. I'm sorry. There is an imposter Ask Nights Live out there when Logan accidentally messed up and oopsed it out. So if you find one that doesn't have enough stuff on it, it's the wrong one. Hi. All right. What we got? Is this mine?
It's splooshed a little.
It's splooshed a little. Okay.
This is a snickerdoodle.
This one's not chunky, so I'm happy about that.
There is a tree in it, though.
There's a tree. God damn it. I hate trees in my drink. You know this.
There's a cinnamon stick in there.
All right. So we're doing the snickerdoodles this time, which is this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's your snickerdoodle drink. So there's half ounce of rum chata, 3/4 ounce of Fireball, and 3/4 ounces of vanilla vodka with a ground cinnamon or cinnamon stick for garnish. So
I had to modify ours slightly. We did not have vanilla vodka. We just had regular vodka. So I threw in a little French vanilla coffee creamer in there to make it a little creamy.
that tracks. All right. Cool. All right. I like that.
To keep the vanilla.
There's your phone back.
Oh, thanks.
My cinnamon, my closer back in my Mostly I like fiddling with it.
You like? No, I'm not saying that.
Thank you.
Who's here? Say by the bell.
By the bell. Oh,
I'm gonna finish my snowman.
Please finish your snowman. All right. Welcome. Good God. Let's see who it is this time. Coming in from SCA Coach's Corner, a recent guest on Coffee with Cal, Jarl Alenon, and a returning host from Kal-bardr Corner and a coach on SCA Coach's Corner, the Duke Sean Kirkpatrick Tarragon. Evening, gents.
Right on. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Merry Christmas, Super Solstice, whatever you. Happy Hanukkah.
Chris McCormick Hanukkah.
Chris McConnell. I love your Mary Lude in the background, Alenon.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thanks. My the youngest kid wanted to be the Mary Lude for Halloween, so then we kept it around for other things.
Nice.
That's the good.
So funny story. He got me a unicorn skeleton, like a little one, and I was sad and didn't want to put it away whenever we were putting away fall decor for Christmas decor. So I turned it into a Mary Lude. So we have a Mary Lude unicorn.
But yay big on our mantle. I walked in. I went. That tracks. All right, this is fair.
Yep.
El Duque. Apparently, you're now El Duque. Although both of you are El Duque technically.
Yeah, I don't want to end up like the famous one.
No, that's Il Dulce.
Dulce.
Yeah, I don't want to end up like him.
Don't want to.
All right.
I've seen Pinocchio. I know how it ends for him.
So for those watching on Kal-bardr Corner, SCA Coach's Corner may be something we don't know about because it's not necessarily a wide topic. So what is SCA Coach's Corner? How did it start? Sort of what's the evolution? Somebody fill me in here.
Sean, I think you should start with the
you to make their head big.
How it started and such, and
so,
I'll fill in some blanks about what's going on with it.
Yeah, so honestly, it was pre-pandemic that Viscount Tristan had contacted me and Branos because Tristan had been doing a podcast for. He's an Aikido instructor. He owns a Aikido dojo. And he had been doing a podcast for himself for Aikido stuff, and got the idea that we could be doing something similar for SCA Combat. And he got a hold of me and Branos, and this was all pre-pandemic. And we were kind of talking about doing some episodes, and I think early on there was a bit of perfect being the enemy of good, right? Where we're sitting around going, well, what should we do for our first episode, and how should it go, and like trying to plan everything out. And then the pandemic happened and everything was shut down, and we're just like, fuck it, let's do an episode. And we just put one out, it was about the same time that, Between Two Peers had started, and the sisters interviews with Rifkin and Ashaksi. It was all about the same time. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, and Cal, you guys had just starred up with some of your stuff right about the same time.
It's actually how you and I met, Sean. Because of
yeah,
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was, I think there was just kind of this, I don't know, this kind of magic moment, early pandemic where we all just decided that we were going to, not worry about how good it was going to be, and just throw stuff out there. And I think there's a bit of magic to that, honestly. I know, Helga, and Tulia, they look back at their first episode, and it was like, man, this is hot garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the first thing we put out. It was like, man, this is terrible. And then, like 2 or 3 months into it, and you're in the groove, right?
Right. I saw one of my old ones the other day, and I was like, I don't want to watch that again. Thank you. That's not good.
Yeah. And so it was a thing we were talking about early on, and then the pandemic happened, and then it just kind of took off. And honestly, we've been very fortunate to have some additional coaches like His Grace Al-Anon, who have come in and given us a new spark and some excitement. Because we've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and as doing all these shows, it's a lot, but it's so worth it. The number of people that have told us how beneficial this has just been mind blowing.
Well, you guys run every Friday, with some exceptions, but every Friday there's a Coach's Corner episode out there.
Yeah.
Holy crap, folks. That's a lot. So my hat's off to you for that, by the way. So Al-Anon, what's coming up? What's the new setup? What's going on recently?
Well, we're gonna revisit some of the things that we're doing well. I think before I answer with specifics about shows and stuff, though, one of the things that's really cool, the niche that Coach's Corner fills is, talking about fighting like it's a sport, I think is normalizing people's approach to training and to searching for training and to looking for coaches. And we have a lot of, the SCA is a great place where you can really get into the anachronisms, but it's not necessarily helped fighting. What has helped fighting is starting to get the same language and starting to, to call a flat snap. At one point, that was called a different thing, and everywhere where people were fighting, and so getting some consistent language and getting some consistency with how we're teaching and training and what we consider to be fundamentals, I think is, and the SCA had been moving to that, is very much moving to that. Sean was a big part of that. Branos was a big part of that. People, different corners. I was doing as best I could where I was to try to, make consistency with how we were talking about fighting and how we were, training the fundamentals. So this was a movement that was already happening throughout the SCA, and then with the pandemic and Sean and Branos and Tristan, and then their original coaches, getting the SCA Coaches Corner together, again, it allowed us to start trying to normalize and talk about fighting as a sport, as well as a spiritual, great, cool thing. But it's really hard to quantify the spiritual, neat amazing magical aspect of fighting. And it actually, if you put some work into it, it is easy to quantify, you know, how to do the basic fundamentals and what are the basic fundamentals and how you start, you know, approaching fighting as both a, you know, a martial art and a philosophical martial art. So that's that's the short story long, I guess. I'm glad to have been asked to be a part of it. And so one of the areas that I specifically work on, is the heroes and traditions component, where we take a really deep dive into, you know, in a kingdom's fighting beginnings, and then, you know, at that kingdom's history through the lens of heavy fighting. And I'm really pleased that going into 2023, we're going to try to broaden that view a little bit and think about looking at a kingdom's history through the lens of heavy and light fighting, and bringing in more rapier guests to talk to about how their kingdoms developed their rapier programs. And, you know, so it's really looking cool. And then sort of with that as well, we're going to try to do a history of rapier fighting in the SCA. You know, that's also something that we're looking at doing in Q1 of 2023. That should be a lot of fun. We're going to try to bring in a lot of amazing guests for that. And, you know, those of us who are on the periphery of it, I mean, I'm authorized light fighter as well as heavy, but, you know, I definitely think of myself as a heavy fighter first. And I'm really going to try to just be a fly on the wall to try to facilitate that, help coordinate the pictures and the guests and stuff, and really try to learn an awful lot about how the SCA, the history of rapier fighting in SCA. So that's definitely one of the things we're going. And then we're going to continue on all the time with our, you know, Elephant in the Room series, where we, you know, we sometimes talk about the not attractive parts of SCA culture and fighting, you know, and it's like, you know, when is a calibration issue, you know, something beyond a calibration issue? When, you know, how do you deal with that, you know? Or, you know, they've had some really great topics over the years on that with, you know, like, what is it, you know, what is the actual real path to getting knighted, or what are the politics involved and stuff like that. So, you know, they've done a really good job with that, and we hope to continue that. So that's a lot of what we got going on, and hopefully we're going to get a bunch of great new guests and have a great time with it.
I'm excited to see it too. So I linked the both the group SCA Coach Corner, where they stream live to every Friday, and then the YouTube channel, which Tristan does the back end work and uploads it to after the fact. Make sure you go out there and subscribe to those, because there's so much content out there. Mm-hmm. And if you're a heavy fighter, or honestly, if you're trying to be a heavy fighter or even a light fighter or some sort of martial sports, there's so much out there. Just in the sort of top 5 episodes, there's a book review. There's one about the women of Coronet and Crown, and one about dealing with fear. That's 3 major episodes right there that like would be quintessential to anyone's fighting career, outside of doing the pale work, outside of doing the fighting. Mm-hmm. I love seeing it.
Well, and to say too that you know, one of the things that has happened, you know, I mean, we originally, you know, tried to, you know, create content and put some stuff out there, and you know, I mean, try to be a resource. But the discussion group Facebook page that we have, you know, there's a lot of discussion groups in Facebook land and in the SCA in general that end up just being super toxic, where you end up with just, you know, flame wars and, you know, people telling everybody that they're wrong and that sort of stuff. You know, I you know, maybe it's a tempest in a teapot, but right. We've been very fortunate on the SCA, the Coach's Corner discussion group, that all of those conversations that happen there, it's just a welcoming environment for anybody to put out their thoughts and their ideas, and they're not going to get bashed. You know, I mean, we may have disagreements, but we're not disagreeable, right? You know, and to have honestly, to have a Facebook group that is so welcoming and positive and encouraging, is really kind of rare.
Right.
Agreed. And I mean, we just, had a discussion out there tonight where, somebody just put something out there and you put out your thoughts and, people may think differently, but, there's not, we don't get a lot of people saying you're just wrong. Right. And that's one of the beauties about our society and our sport and our environment is there is no one right way to do this.
Right. And
everybody gets to share how they do it. And somebody is going to resonate with that. Somebody is going to pick up on that. And I just think we've been really, really lucky in that regard.
Which a group with 1.8 thousand members, that's impressive. The fact that you haven't had a problem or any nature. I'm sure there's been the occasional troll here and there, but the fact that it's still growing strong is pretty impressive.
It really is.
Just a font of knowledge. So if you look through the coaches in there, so you guys have a couple dozen coaches overall, right? So like I know you guys sort of have a spreadsheet and you discuss who's taking what show. Like how do y'all handle that? How do you handle the sort of planning episodes around that? Because I've watched it and I'm even confused trying to keep track of some of the stuff in the background.
So we do have a monthly coaches meeting where we will talk about episodes and what we want to do. And again, with the coaches that we have, we have such a variety of people from experiences and backgrounds. I got to throw out a shout out to Viscountess Bess up in Eldemere. Since she's joined,
keeping it real, Bess for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Bess is the one who will, she'll throw something out there that honestly, just none of us ever thought of.
Right.
It's like, well, what is this? And we're like, oh, I didn't think about that, but yeah, we need to talk about that. Like that needs to be an episode. That needs to be a topic. And all the coaches that we've had have been like that, where they just throw some stuff out there, and it's been really nice to. I mean, again, I think we've been really lucky. The coaches that we have added have been just natural, organic additions to the staff, and we do somewhat curate who we're adding as coaches, because being a great fighter doesn't make you a great coach. And there's a bit of the on-screen personality. There's there's a number of things that kind of play into not just having the information, but being able to convey that and being able to do that on a weekly basis. And meanwhile, we reach out as best we can to some folks that may or may not, kind of have those on-screen personalities that still have the kind of information that we're looking for.
Biggest trouble we have is our coaches keep winning crown.
How dare they? Right?
I have that problem. All of my friends keep winning crown.
That's fair.
And people are all like, "You're just friends with all the popular people." I'm like, "I'm sorry, my friends are good fighters. I can't help it."
If you're in the SCA long enough, your friends, it all just sort of rises up. I remember the first time I kind of looked around and went, "We didn't used to have any peers in this camp. Now that we have other people,
Here we are."
And the last crown list.
Yeah, I mean, we've.
Go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I was just going to say that since we started the Coaches Corner, there has been at least 8 of our coaches that have either won crown, cornet, or been consorts.
Right. Yeah, and
So
I think
maybe
that's the
maybe
thing.
there's something to this.
It's funny watching that happen. I know the last crown list here in Meridier's, a lot of my Gold Force camp, Southern Consortium, a lot of them were rooting against Duke Timothy because they're like, we don't want another crown in camp, but they're like, Tim has a good chance at this. Like that's a thing. So,
everybody was just like, whenever he he didn't win. They were just like, "Oh no, we're so
no."
sorry." Oh,
It's a thing. So
they were like 1 year with no royals in camp.
Well, it's nice that you guys were going to give that new guy Garrick a chance to be crowned
that new
somewhere
guy,
else.
Yeah.
That new guy. Yeah.
Local is good. Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Let's see. So, as proud to be the 6th Pelican in Sean's line.
Hell yeah.
As out there hanging out. This is Sean the Pelican too. Look at that. It's so cute.
You were there for that.
I was there for that. my
Native
Artemis
Pelican.
introduction.
And a laurel too, by the way.
You did. That's true. That was god. Okay, that was
Wait,
the funniest.
he's a laurel too?
Yeah. So Aslak got double peered by Sean.
Oh,
and
I
Nisa.
thought you were saying Sean was.
No, Sean's not a laurel yet.
Okay.
He maybe should be a laurel.
I'm
but
working
he's
on
not
it.
laurel.
I do.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
But I am currently the master of the wardrobe for Tamara and Tiana.
Ooh, look at you being
Ooh.
fancy. God damn.
Man, I got some plans. Oh, we're gonna do some cool shit.
Timmer's gonna be all in rainbows all the time. All
My
rainbows.
only official title currently is stunt liver, so
That's all you got. Yeah.
that's it.
Stunt liver.
I'm good at drinking.
I mean,
drinking.
honestly, their coronation outfits are just in simple black and gold. Who knows? Maybe I may very well have to do something super gay for Timber.
Put the rainbow on the inside so you can flare it out.
Oh yes, no, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, see, you gotta keep it discreet, yeah, the thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Make it reversible. He can have the fancy thing for court and then flip it inside out for Revel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
See?
that. All right. So if you're not subscribed to Coach's Corner, to the audience out there, please do. If you're a heavy fighter, light fighter, go out and find Coach's Corner. SCA Coach Corner links are in the chat there. Because there's not a better spot on Facebook or YouTube for the information, right?
Mhm.
These are not necessarily interviews, or not necessarily it's not just fluff. It is data. And as a fighter, I look at it and go, this is data. So you need to find something about a thing. There is so much data in these two gentlemen right here, and these are just two of the coaches. I won't point out how long certain people have been fighting, or certain people have been knights, Sean.
But I'm
there's a lot of
reasonably
knights
certain that
here.
Elenon has also been knighted longer than you've been alive.
It's true.
It's also a great
Possibly.
show for non-fighters and consorts.
Hold on.
One
Actually,
thing-
I don't think you're. Hold on, Elon. When were you knighted?
95.
Okay, no, Sean, you win.
Yeah, we were in kindergarten.
Yeah, I was in school by that point.
But
So-
both Sean's and
you're
mine's
right. Yeah.
duchies can drink, are legal to drink.
That's fair. I'll
My
give you that.
duchy is legal. I'm pretty sure your duchy is legal to drink too, sir.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Well, gents, it was a pleasure. Please, so for those watching, please go subscribe. Give Duke Branos a hard time. I hate Branos couldn't get to join us this evening. He's out with family this evening. I was looking forward to sitting with him. But thank you both for coming on tonight and just being awesome. So.
Well, and
So
I know
here's a quick shout out. I interrupted my family's movie night so I could come hang out with you guys. We're watching the Knives Out mystery Glass Onion, which His Majesty of the Outlands Jax worked on and was a grip for, and so you guys go out and support that. And look for his name there when this credits roll up. I always look for, in any of the TV shows that he does or any of the movies that he's worked on, I always get a little thrill when I see his name scroll through.
And in the credits, it actually comes up as David Jax Negro.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Just like his Facebook page. So,
And I'll leave you also with a trivia question. Which Who album, since you guys had Who earlier as a mistype in there, but which Who album has a song about Christmas on it?
I don't. I'm not old enough for that. I don't know, Elon, which one.
Wait, you're not old enough to like great music? I didn't realize there was an age limit for that.
All right, so we'll look that up. We'll look that up.
People in the
Yeah,
comments.
if you
we'll let
know-
y'all answer. We shouldn't put.
Of course,
It's been answered already. It's been answered. Jason
gonna
Porter
prove it.
knocked it out.
There you go. There's
But-
your answer.
Super solstice, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, etc.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
I think Sifa said she's going to use Super Solstice on her next holiday card she
Yes,
puts out.
for next year. There it is.
There it is. I'm using Super Solstice. That's a great greeting.
It is.
Super Solstice.
Super Solstice.
It works better than Happy Solstice.
It does.
Kisa,
Yes.
you did me wrong.
We only made it through 4 of the 12 drinks of Christmas.
And I had a pre-drink, so 5 technically.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So 5.
We're not even halfway done. After the show is over, we
gonna
have
keep
6 more
drinking?
drinks to drink.
All right, so keep drinking with us after the show. The link, Sifa posted the link to our our drink list in the chat there, somewhere up the chat list there.
Because that is the thing I enjoy doing. I realized I did not include a non-alcoholic cocktail. Normally I do include mocktails anytime I enjoy at events. One of my favorite forms of service is running bars and helping host parties and things like that. And I always include non-alcoholic options.
Yeah. Which I think is important. We've gotten comments about people thanking you for that, and that's the thing that's important for those who don't drink. So
now I go to parties that I'm not even hosting, and they're like, "Do you have that mocktail?" And I'm like,
"Oh God,
I don't. I'm sorry."
Apparently, Aslak was pre-showing 99s.
99 butters.
So
wow,
I got my 99 bananas hanging out over here from 3 4 5.
That's only half a banana.
Well, it's because somebody's got to share it with me. That's a Fergus or a Holy problem when I see them next.
That's a holy problem.
That's a holy problem. All right, so I want to wrap up a couple things before we sign off. It's been a great 2 years, folks. Kal-bardr's Corner is going strong, and I plan
2
to
years?
keep 2 years.
Wow.
This is our second holiday special.
It is. I just thought maybe we missed a few.
We did not.
I don't understand time.
Time's weird.
Very wibbly wobbly.
I know we didn't do a holiday special the first year, but so we've been doing shows strong. So KK Productions has been something that's spread, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I just did the count. There are 11,
I was looking at it.
There are 11 channels, and there are 20 different shows that have been sponsored or on Kal-bardr's Corner. So KK Productions is doing the Kingdom of Avacal, Griffin News, Fighting the World, SCA Coach's Corner. Outlands has 2 shows, Outlands Royalty and Appearing at the Outlands. Saga Saturdays, Ask Nights Live, Toka's Tech Tips, Barony Fetberg had their monthly ANS class, Polyan Perspectives, and then Misty History as well. In addition to the Coffee with Cal, Unpack Your Shit, What You Playing Wednesdays, What Makes a Night, Concert Conversations, Fantastic Friends, Important People in History, Road to Prevention, and Rekindling Magic, and a look inside. It's actually 21 stories. 21
And
shows.
I have done
and then Thirsty Thursdays as well.
I've done a couple of Thirsty Thursdays. We
In
need to
addition
get
to
back
the
into
other
that.
ridiculous shit we've done,
I
with,
need to
like,
let you
unpacking things.
I need you to buy me more alcohol so we can do more Thirsty Thursdays.
That's
So if
true.
y'all are interested,
We do have
we
have
and
an
me
Advent box
hosting
full of
and
whiskey
doing
down there.
and doing, we do have a whiskey advent calendar currently.
Yeah, we bought a whiskey advent calendar that I'm not opening tonight because we had enough alcohol already planned.
So
for this
if
night.
y'all would like to see us get very drunk on a Thursday night, let us know and we'll bring back Kisa will take over
Thirsty Thursdays.
and we'll start doing Thirsty Thursdays.
So yeah. So I'm gonna pull it up here. So support Patreon, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/KK Productions. What this does is
Your cat just fell out the window.
Cat just fell out the window. She does that. It gets cold, she falls down. This
She's
keeps
not
us
an
moving.
iguana.
She's not an iguana. You can join the Grand Wall patrons here on Kal-bardr's Corner, and this goes up before every show that goes out on at least on my channels, but I try to put it out on the other channels as well.
When did Justina get on there?
She's been on there for a bit.
Oh, wow.
So if you're on this show, if you're on this Grand Wall, you get rewards for most of them. Some great board games going out. We'll be putting out the next rewards in January. There's also stickers. There's also stuff out in Redbubble. Redbubble, search KK Productions.
We've even been you've talked to me, I don't know if you said it out loud, of toying around with a bonus category or an extra thing where you could have your board painted by me.
Correct. So we'll probably put that out for the next year. A category to allow that as an addition to have the boards painted. We'll have to figure out how to do that. We may just do that as a separate thing. But look us up. We do that because all of the stuff you see tonight is sponsored by that. All that money goes back into that, whether it supports the StreamYard account or the website, or anything left over goes on. Yeah, the rewards itself, but also goes into the. We do parties, we do stuff at Gulf Wars, we do stuff at all these big wars. I personally try to give back to the SCA, and when it's given back to me, and supporting these different things we do. So, again, it's not tooting a horn, but it's a thing we do. So support that if you'd like to, and get some awesome rewards doing it. Yeah. Let's see. So coming up next in Kal-bardr's Corner. Enjoy your holidays, folks. We've got shows coming up after the New Year's. Ask Nights Live, NCAA Coach's Corner every Friday. Kal-bardr's Corner will be back every other Tuesday. Every other Tuesday. Every other Sunday.
Tuesday? What are we doing on Tuesdays, Cal?
God damn it.
Are we going to do, I don't know.
I have to do a show on Tuesdays now, apparently. Yeah. Every other Sunday, Kal-bardr's Corner.
No. Thursday, Tipsy Tuesday?
No, we're not doing that.
But we could drink 2 days a week.
We could. Look us up. We'd love to have you guys out. People in the comments make this show what it's worth, and makes us have something to talk to. Apparently Jermaine wants a boy painted by you.
You want a boy painted?
A boy.
As long as the boy consents and is over the age of 18, then I will gladly paint a boy for you.
There you go. We're painting a boy for Jermaine live on Kal-bardr's Corner.
No. That's too risky. We'll do that on TikTok.
But folks, until next time we see you, have a happy holidays, happy Festivus, super solstice, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Have a great new year. Enjoy 2023. We'll see you next time here on Kal-bardr's Corner. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.